Hi everyone, Stephen Lee here. In this video, I'm going to be covering the Earned Income Credit, also known as the EIC tax credit. Remember, this credit is worth up to $6,660 of a tax credit when you file your 2020 tax return. So you don't want to miss this credit and see if you're eligible. In this video, I'm going to be answering the following 4 questions. The first one is, what is the EIC? How much is the EIC worth? Number 3 is, who is eligible for the EIC? And number 4 is, how do you claim the EIC tax credit? So let's get right into this. Remember, all of this information is based on IRS Publication number 596. I'll leave a link in the information section below. This publication is a great publication. It goes over a lot of examples, a lot more detail than this primer, this video that I'm going to be covering the EIC on. If you have any specific questions on if your specific case qualifies, I would refer first to this publication 596, okay, because it lays it all out there, including who, what, how to claim this credit. So let's get right into this first question. What is the EIC? What is it? Remember, the Earned Income Credit, EIC, is a tax credit for certain people who work and have earned income under certain limits. And I'm going to go over what those limits are, okay? It's a tax credit. Remember, an earned income tax credit, it's a tax credit, and a tax credit reduces the taxes owed dollar for dollar. Tax credits are great. Tax credits are actually more powerful than a tax deduction, because tax deduction only reduces the tax you owe by a percentage, while a tax credit reduces the amount of taxes you owe dollar for dollar. So tax credits are good. Remember, the portion of the EIC is also refundable. What this means is, if you have some EIC credits left over after you've wiped out all the taxes that you do, a portion of it may be eligible for a tax refund, okay? There are credits out there that are not refundable. This is a refundable credit, okay, or portion of it. All right, let's go to question number 2 is, how much is the credit, right? The maximum amount of credit you can claim will be based on your earned income and the number of qualified children you can claim. Okay, so it's gonna be based on earned income and qualified children you can claim. Okay. In the info card above, you can find one of my previous videos in regards to who is a qualified dependent, right? In that video, I go into much greater detail in terms of who is a qualified child you can claim as a dependent, whether it's for the child tax credit or whether it's for the EIC, which we're covering in this video. You definitely want to watch that video to figure out to see, can you claim your child as a qualified child dependent. All right, so there are 4 categories here, okay? The first one is, if you have no qualifying children, the max credit you can get is $538, okay? So no qualifying children, $538. One qualifying child is $3,584, okay? $3,584. 2 qualifying children, $5,920, okay? 3 or more qualifying children, it's $6,660. So once again, if you have 3 or more qualifying children, and I'm gonna go under what qualifying children means later on in this video, then you can claim a credit of up to $6,660. Remember, if this is the kind of content that you're looking for, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and to turn on your notifications, because I'm going to consistently be posting updates in regards to tax credits, tax rebates, stimulus payment updates, as well as any other type of tax saving ideas that you can utilize not only for the 2020 year, but going forward. Let's go to question number 3 is, who is eligible for the EIC, right? Eligibility will be based on the following factors. There's a lot of them here, okay? So let's stick with me. Let's go through each one. The first one is adjusted gross income. Okay, once again, adjusted gross income is the first qualifier here. Remember, you can find your adjusted gross income, your AGI, on line 11 of page 2 of your Form 1040. Okay, line 11 on the Form 1040. And remember, these AGI requirements are not only based on the AGI, but also your filing status. So there's going to be a separate category. There's actually 2 categories. The first category includes singles, head of household, or widowers. Okay, so remember, single, head of household, or widower. The second category is married filing jointly. Okay, that's just in its own separate category. So let's go over this first category. What is the maximum AGI if you are a single, head of household, or a widower? And that's going to be based on also the number of children dependents that you're claiming, right? Qualified child dependents. So if you have 0 qualified child dependents, The max AGI is $15,820. Okay. If you have one qualified child, it's $41,756. Remember, it jumps, right, from that 0 qualified children to 1. 2 qualified children is $47,440. And 3 qualified children is $50,954. Okay, so remember, this is this first category if you're single, head of household, or a widower. Okay, the second category is married filing jointly. Okay, this is only by itself. Married filing jointly, it's by itself. If you have 0 qualified children, the max AGI is $21,710. 1 qualified child, the max is $47,646. You see that jump once again here. 2 qualified children, $53,330 max AGI. 3 or more qualifying children, the max AGI is $56,844. Okay. Remember, if your AGI is equal to the amounts that I just told you, based on your filing status, the number of qualified children you have, if it's equal or above, you cannot claim the EIC. You know, there are certain credits, especially things like the stimulus payment, where even though you might be above that threshold, right, there's that like phase out period, right, even though your credit might be reduced. In regards to the EIC, if you're equal to or above, even $1 or more, you do not qualify, unfortunately, for the EIC credit. Okay, so make sure you keep that in mind. Okay. The second qualifier here is you need to have a valid social security number. Okay. Once again, a valid social security number, not only for yourself, but also your qualified dependents, right? Your qualified children, they also need a valid social security number. Remember, ITINS do not qualify. ITIN numbers do not qualify. And if you're filing jointly with your spouse, both you and your spouse need a valid social security number. One of you cannot have an ITIN and one of you cannot have, just a social security number. You both need a valid social security number. Number 3 is you cannot be filing married filing separately. Okay, so if you're a married couple and you want to take advantage of the EIC, you cannot be filing as married filing separately. You must file married filing jointly to qualify for the EIC. Number 4 is you must be a U.S. citizen or a resident alien for the entire year. Okay, once again, U.S. citizen or resident alien for the entire year. Number 5 is you cannot have filed a Form 2555. What that is, it's relating to foreign earned income. For those of you who worked overseas, right, there's a foreign income exclusion, and this is how you claim it, is using the Form 2555. If that's you, you cannot claim the EIC, unfortunately. All right, number 6 is you cannot have investment income greater than $3,650. Once again, your investment income cannot be greater than $3,650. Okay, what is investment income? Investment income includes things like interest, dividends, capital gains, rental income, or royalties. Okay, so if the sum of all of those is greater than that $3,650, you unfortunately do not qualify for the EIC. You must have earned income. Number 7 is you must have earned income. Remember, this credit is called the earned income credit, right? So you must have earned income. What is earned income? Earned income typically includes things like wages, salaries, tips, and other taxable employee pay. Okay, this includes 1099 income as well as if you work as a contractor or a freelancer, that's also included as earned income. Net earnings from self-employment also qualifies as earned income. So if you're a Schedule C filer, you must have net earnings, and that's subject to self-employment taxes, okay? Strike benefits paid by a union also qualifies as earned income. Also, certain disability benefits also qualify as earned income. Remember, go back to publication 596 for more specific details in terms of what is earned income, because there are other items that are included as earned income. Remember, one of the great things for the 2020 year that you need to keep in mind is because the EIC is based on earned income, the less earned income you have, the less of the credit you can potentially receive. So what Congress did and the IRS allowed this year was that for the 2020 year, you can utilize your 2019 earned income amount for this 2020 credit, okay? So let's say for most of you, for many of you actually, your 2019 earned income might be higher than your 2020 earned income. Remember to refer back to your 2019 earned income. If you're using a tax software, whether it's TurboTax or a CPA, make sure to remind them to see, are they taking the higher of the two, 2019 earned income to calculate this credit or 2020 earned income to calculate this credit? Okay. There are certain things that do not qualify as earned income, and I'll go over some of these more common ones. That's investment income. We just talked about that. Unemployment compensation is not qualified as earned income. Pensions and annuities are not qualified as earned income. Social security benefits do not qualify as earned income. And lastly, alimony or child support do not qualify as earned income. There's a long list of other items that do not qualify as earned income. Remember, go back to Publication 596 in the link below to make sure to see what types of income are also qualified as earned income versus not. Okay. The 8th test here is the child must meet the relationship, age, residency, and joint return test. There's 4 within this category, okay? Once again, age, relationship, residency, and joint return test. The relationship test is son, daughter, adopted, foster. Go back to my previous video in regards to that relationship test. Number 2 is the age test. Either the child is under the age of 19 by the end of 2020, or they are a full-time student under the age of 24 by the end of 2020. Full-time student, just briefly, is typically classified as that child is enrolled in a qualified program or some type of qualified education program, and they are within that program within at least 5 calendar months. It doesn't have to be 5 consecutive calendar months during the year, but at least 5 calendar months during the year they were enrolled in a specific program. If your child is permanently or totally disabled at any time during 2020, you don't have to meet this age test, okay? So if they're permanently or totally disabled during the 2020 year, you do not have to qualify, they do not have to qualify for this age test. Number 3 of this, the sub 3 is residency test. The child must have lived with you in the United States for more than half of 2020. Once again, that child must have lived with you for more than half of 2020. And 4, the child cannot file a joint return for the year. So if you have a child that's married, they cannot file a joint tax return for the year. The 9th qualifier is the qualifying child cannot be claimed by more than one person. Okay, once again, the qualifying child cannot be claimed by more than one person. What this means is there are cases where families, whether through divorce or separation, are filing separate returns. Both parents or both, guardians cannot claim the same child as a qualifying child for this EIC. Only one taxpayer, one qualifying guardian can try to claim the EIC for a given child, okay? Number 10 is you yourself cannot be a qualifying child of another taxpayer. So if you are a qualified dependent or a qualified child of another taxpayer, let's say your parents, they cannot be claiming you as a qualified child. So both you and your parents cannot be getting the EIC, basically, okay? So you cannot be claimed as a qualifying child on someone else's return. The last question we're going to go over today is how do you claim this credit, right? So let's say you qualified for all those things, right? That laundry list of qualifications, your age, your income, the children are all qualified, you have valid social security numbers. How do you claim this credit? You claim it on your Form 1040, your individual income tax return. That's going to be line number 27 on the 2020 Form 1040, line number 27. So let's say you do qualify for all these things, okay? Make sure that a number appears on line 27, a credit number appears on line 27, okay? So you don't want to miss out on this credit. Remember, this credit is worth up to $6,660 for those of you who qualify. Remember, there's also an EIC, an Earned Income Credit worksheet. I'm going to leave that link to that worksheet in the information section below this video. So you want to refer to that. Also, remember Publication 596, IRS Publication 596, that is going to be the best source to see if you qualify, okay? Once again, remember for the 2020 tax return, you can utilize your 2019 earned income to calculate your eligible EIC for 2020. Remember, you can utilize your 2019 earned income compared to your 2020 earned income to calculate your EIC for the 2020 tax year. Remember, if this is the kind of content that you're looking for, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to turn on your notifications. Until next time, stay tuned. I wish you a wonderful day. Bye.